Welcome back to Pocket Change Coins. You won't believe the rare and valuable US coins still hiding in everyday pocket change. Some are worth a fortune. If you're into finding real money in unexpected places, make sure to like and subscribe for more surprising coin discoveries. Let's dive right in. First, we're talking about the 2023 Jefferson Nickel, a 5-cent coin that might look ordinary at first glance but has turned heads in the numismatic world for some rare and unexpected reasons. This isn't just another coin minted for daily transactions. It's a modern marvel for collectors, a treasure in disguise, and one that's already been spotted with fascinating mint errors and varieties that are making waves across coin communities and auction houses alike. So if you're a collector, a coin lover, or even just someone curious about what's jingling in your pocket, make sure you listen closely and watch this video all the way through. Because this story is still unfolding, and the next valuable 2023 nickel could be in your hands. Let's start with the basics. The 2023 Jefferson Nickel continues the iconic design we've seen for decades, with Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse and Monticello, his historic Virginia home, on the reverse. The D mint mark signifies that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, but despite the fact that millions of these coins were produced, there are already reports surfacing of major minting errors and striking anomalies that are grabbing attention, and in some cases, commanding serious value. One of the most talked about errors in the 2023 nickels is the die clash. This happens when the coin dies. The metal stamps used to imprint the design strike each other without a coin blank in between. As a result, parts of the design from one side of the coin are accidentally imprinted onto the other side. Collectors who've spotted early 2023 nickels with faint outlines of Monticello on Jefferson's face or lettering ghosted on the reverse are rushing to have them authenticated. Another rare error that's been confirmed is the off-center strike. These are coins that were not properly aligned in the press during minting, leading to designs that appear shifted or missing on one side. The more dramatic the off-center error, especially when the date and mint mark are still visible, the more collectors are willing to pay. Then there's the coveted struck-through error, where a foreign object like a piece of cloth, string, or even grease gets between the die and the planchet. This results in part of the coin's design being faint, missing, or distorted, and every struck-through error is completely unique. If you see strange patterns, weak spots, or unusual textures on your 2023 nickel, it's worth a closer inspection. And yes, even a modern coin like this has double die errors. This happens when a die receives multiple misaligned impressions during its creation, leading to doubling on the final coin. Look closely at the year, 2023, the word Liberty, or In God We Trust. If the letters or numbers look doubled, shadowed, or slightly shifted, you may be looking at a rare and valuable variety. One thing that makes the 2023 nickel particularly exciting is that its new, meaning error coins are just starting to be discovered. This makes it an ideal time for collectors to search their change, pick up rolls from banks, and start hunting. The window for finding pristine, high-grade, uncirculated error coins is open right now, but it won't stay open for long. If you think you found a unique 2023 nickel, the next step is to weigh it and examine it. It should weigh close to 5 grams. If it's under or over significantly, that could be a clue it was struck on a wrong planchet. Then look at both sides carefully under magnification. Do you see any design doubling? Are the steps on Monticello fully formed and sharp, what collectors call full steps? Any of these features could increase your coin's value dramatically. Now here's the important part: do not clean your coin. Cleaning can ruin the surface and drastically lower its value. If you think your coin is special, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified, graded coin carries far more credibility and value in the collector's market. So, how much can a 2023 Jefferson Nickel really be worth? In a recent online auction, a 2023 nickel featuring a strong off-center strike, uncirculated luster, and a documented die clash error sold for an astonishing $11,000. Yes, you heard it right. $11,000 for a modern 5-cent coin from your everyday change. That's the kind of discovery that changes everything for a collector. And it could happen to you. So here's your challenge: check your change, visit your bank and grab rolls of nickels, and keep your eyes wide open for those subtle but valuable details. The 2023 D nickel is not just another coin. It's an opportunity. A hidden gem in the world of numismatics. And as more collectors uncover these rare varieties, prices will only go up. Second rare coin, we're going deep into the story of the 1973 Jefferson nickel, a coin that has captured the attention of serious collectors thanks to its rare errors, hidden features, and shocking auction results. So whether you're a passionate collector or just someone curious about the change in your pocket, this is one story you absolutely don't want to miss. Because the next rare nickel could be the one sitting right in your hand. The 1973 Jefferson nickel, struck at various U.S. mints including Denver and Philadelphia, carries the classic design we've all come to know, Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse and the iconic Monticello building on the reverse. On the surface, this coin appears very common. Millions were minted. But among those millions, a select few coins were struck with striking errors and exceptional die quality that make them incredibly rare and valuable today. So what makes the 1973 Jefferson nickel so special? The answer lies in error varieties and condition rarity. Let's begin with the full steps variety, a legendary feature in the Jefferson nickel series. On the reverse side of the coin, Monticello has a staircase. Typically, due to worn dies or weak strikes, these steps are incomplete or blurred. But in rare instances, coins were struck with such precision that all 5 or 6 steps appear clearly and without interruption. These are known as full steps nickels. Now here's the twist: in 1973, full step strikes are especially rare, making them a dream find for collectors. A 1973 Jefferson nickel with full steps in mint state condition is highly sought after and has sold for thousands of dollars. Next up, let's talk about die errors, especially the double die obverse. This occurs when the die itself was misaligned during its preparation, causing parts of the coin's design to appear doubled, especially the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," or the date, 1973. If your coin shows shadowy or doubled lettering under magnification, that's a strong sign of a double die, and that means major value. Another rare and highly collectible error is the off-center strike. This happens when the planchet, that's the metal blank used to make the coin, is not perfectly aligned in the coin press. The result? A coin with a noticeable blank area and a design that's pushed off to one side. These off-center errors become especially valuable when the date and mint mark remain fully visible. We also have clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin appears to be missing due to a misfeed during minting. This type of error is instantly recognizable and always a collector favorite. There are also known cases of 1973 nickels being struck on the wrong planchet, like those meant for foreign coins or pennies. These coins may appear smaller, lighter, or made of different metal. If your nickel looks unusual in color or feels too light, don't ignore it. You may be holding a minting mistake worth a fortune. Now, let's talk about how you can spot one of these rare treasures. First, examine the reverse of the coin. Focus closely on the steps of Monticello. Are they clearly visible, unbroken, and sharp? That's the full steps variety. Then inspect the date and lettering on the obverse for any signs of doubling. Even slight doubling can add immense value. Use a digital scale to check the coin's weight. A normal nickel should weigh around 5.00 grams. Anything more or less could point to a wrong planchet or strike anomaly. Next, check for any visual oddities, off-center design, clipped edges, or a missing piece. These are all signs of valuable mint errors. If you find any of these features, don't clean your coin. Cleaning can damage its surface and drop its value drastically. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting your coin authenticated and graded is the first step toward unlocking its full value. And what about recent sales? Let's look at the numbers. At a national auction just last year, a 1973 Jefferson nickel with sharp full steps, nearly perfect surfaces, and a documented die error sold for a jaw-dropping $45,000. Yes, you heard me correctly, $45,000 for a 5-cent coin. This is the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about collecting history, it's about finding hidden gems in places you'd least expect. That plain old nickel in your change jar? It could be worth more than your monthly salary, or even your CAR.so. Here's what you need to do next. Go through your old coins. Check your pocket change, your bank rolls, your dad's drawer full of old coins. Look specifically for 1973 Jefferson Nickels with the D mint mark or no mark at all. Use a magnifier, take your time, and inspect every detail. You might just uncover something incredible. Third expensive coin, I'm talking about $45,000. That's right, a 1979 Jefferson nickel, sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket or coin jar, could be holding a hidden value that most people would never expect. So in this video, we're diving deep into the United States 5-cent coin from 1979. We'll reveal what makes certain nickels from this year so incredibly rare, how specific errors and conditions turn everyday coins into collector's gold, and how you, yes, you, might just be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Stick around, coin lovers, because you'll want to hear every second of this. Let's rewind to 1979. The U.S. Mint was striking millions of Jefferson nickels. At first glance, these coins may seem unremarkable. They feature the classic design introduced in 1938, Thomas Jefferson's left-facing portrait on the front, and his Monticello home on the reverse. These coins were produced at several mint facilities, notably Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, with a D mint mark. But among these millions of coins, only a small handful were struck with rare errors, varieties, and unusually sharp strikes that have since become prized possessions among collectors. So what sets a valuable 1979 nickel apart from the rest? Let's begin with one of the most coveted features in the Jefferson series, the full steps variety. On the reverse of the coin, at the base of Monticello, is a small but crucial detail, the staircase. Most nickels don't show all the steps clearly due to weak strikes or die wear. But in rare cases, especially in coins with excellent preservation and strong minting, you can see 5 to 6 distinct, unbroken steps. These full steps nickels are not only stunning to look at but are extremely rare in high grades, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for them, especially from harder years like 1979. But that's not the only thing to look for. The real thrill comes from discovering error coins, the kind that slipped past the mint's quality checks and made it into circulation with mistakes that turned them into valuable anomalies. One of the major errors you should know about is the double die obverse. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a doubled image, resulting in a visible doubling on the letters or numbers, especially in the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date, 1979. If you see any doubling, especially under magnification, you might be looking at something truly special. Another exciting error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is misaligned during minting, resulting in a design that is pushed off to one side, often with a blank crescent remaining visible. These off-center errors can be extremely valuable, especially when the date and mint mark are still visible, and let's not forget clipped planchets, coins that appear to have a missing piece or curved cut along the edge due to a flaw during the cutting of the coin blank. A 1979 nickel with a clear clipped planchet is a rare find and absolutely collectible. There have also been reports of coins struck on the wrong planchet, such as penny blanks or foreign coin blanks. These often result in strange colors, lighter weights, or odd shapes, and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if authenticated. Now, how do you identify if your 1979 nickel is one of these rare gems? Start by examining the reverse side under good light or magnification. Focus on the steps at Monticello. If you can count 5 or 6 full, separated lines, congratulations, that's a full steps variety. Next, inspect the front side carefully, the date, the words, Liberty and, In God We Trust. Any signs of doubling? That could mean you're holding a double die error. Check the edges for clips or uneven shapes, and if your coin looks oddly colored or unusually light, consider weighing it. A standard Jefferson nickel weighs 5 grams, and remember, don't clean the coin. Even gentle cleaning can destroy its value. If you suspect your coin is rare, send it to a professional grading service like NGC or PCGS for authentication. A certified grade not only confirms its legitimacy but also unlocks its full market value. Speaking of market value, let's talk numbers. In a recent coin auction, a 1979 Jefferson nickel with full steps, brilliant uncirculated luster, and a notable mint error shocked collectors when it sold for $45,000. That's right, $45,000 for a coin that started out as just 5 cents. Why? Because rarity, condition, and error combinations make it a true collector's prize. This is what makes the world of coin collecting so fascinating. It's the thrill of the hunt, the chance of discovery, and the reward of owning something that few others possess. And the best part? You don't need to be a millionaire to find a valuable coin, you just need to know what to look for and keep your eyes open. So go ahead, check your change, go through your old coin jars, dig into those rolls from the bank. Look for 1979 nickels, especially those from Denver or Philadelphia, and examine every detail. Because that coin hiding in plain sight could be your next big find. Especially, we're diving into the mysterious and fascinating world of the 1989 United States 5-cent coin, the Jefferson nickel that's becoming a silent superstar among collectors. We'll uncover what makes this coin so valuable, what specific features and minting mistakes to look for, and how a simple pocket change coin can turn into a rare collector's treasure. So listen carefully and stick around until the end, because you might just realize the coin in your hand is a jackpot waiting to be discovered. Let's start with a little background. The 1989 Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the small P mint mark on the obverse, just to the right of Thomas Jefferson's portrait. Like millions of other nickels, this coin was made for everyday transactions, groceries, snacks, parking meters. Nothing fancy. But what sets a few of these apart is not how they were used, but how they were made. Errors during the minting process are what elevate this otherwise common coin into the elite category of high-value collectibles. One of the most sought-after and intriguing varieties in the 1989 nickels is the full steps reverse. This refers to the Monticello steps on the reverse side of the coin, the home of Thomas Jefferson. In most nickels, the steps are blurred or weak due to worn dies. But in rare examples, you can see 5 to 6 crisp, uninterrupted steps. These full steps coins are extremely desirable, especially when they appear in uncirculated condition, but full steps alone isn't the only thing to watch for. Let's talk about error coins, the golden goose of coin collecting. First up is the double die obverse, a mistake that happens when the coin die receives a misaligned impression, resulting in noticeable doubling in the lettering. Look closely at Liberty, In God We Trust, or even the numbers in the date, 1989. If the letters appear shadowed or doubled, you might be holding a rare and valuable specimen. Next is the off-center strike error, a dramatic and instantly noticeable error where the coin is not struck properly in the press, leaving part of the design missing and a crescent-shaped blank area. Coins with significant off-center strikes, especially with the full date and mint mark still visible, are highly prized by collectors. Another rare anomaly is the clipped planchet, where part of the coin is literally clipped off during the punching process, leaving behind a distinctive curved cut. While these errors are easy to spot, they're extremely valuable when found on older coins or combined with other minting mistakes. Some 1989 nickels have even been discovered struck on the wrong planchet, like a penny or foreign coin blank. This leads to coins that are lighter than usual, smaller, or a completely different color. If your 1989 nickel feels light or looks coppery instead of its typical silver nickel appearance, do not ignore it. Now, let's talk about how you can assess your coin's potential. Start with a close inspection of Monticello. If the steps are fully visible and unbroken, that's your first green flag. Then, using a magnifier, scan the words and numbers on the obverse for any signs of doubling. Weigh the coin on a digital scale. A normal nickel should weigh about 5 grams. If it's off by more than a little, it could have been struck on the wrong metal. Pay attention to the rim, too. Is the design off-center? Are parts of it missing? Look at the edge for any signs of a clip or irregularity. These signs could all point toward valuable errors. And remember, never clean your coin. Cleaning removes patina and scratches the surface, which can dramatically lower its value. If your coin looks promising, your next step is to get it certified by a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. Once graded, your coin's authenticity and value are locked in, and you can confidently take it to auction or sell it to a serious collector. Speaking of auctions, here's where it gets really exciting. Recently, a stunning 1989 Jefferson nickel, boasting a flawless full steps reverse, sharp strike, and documented double die error, stunned the coin community when it sold at a major auction for a jaw-dropping $40,000. Yes, you heard that right. $40,000. For a coin that started life as a humble 5-cent piece, and that, my friends, is why coin collecting is one of the most exciting hobbies out there. It's a world where tiny treasures often hide in plain sight, and a sharp eye can lead to life-changing finds. The 1989 Jefferson nickel proves that age doesn't always determine value. Condition, rarity, and minting errors can make all the difference. So here's your mission: go check your jars, your drawers, your old coin folders. Look closely at those nickels, especially the 1989 ones from Philadelphia. You never know when one of them might hold a rare error or a mint-perfect strike that could change everything. Last unique coin: if I told you that a United States 5-cent coin from 1994 with the D mint mark could actually be hiding a rare error, or a perfect condition, that makes it worth thousands of dollars. That's right, not 5 cents, not $5, but $30,000 in some cases. So in this video, we're unlocking the mystery behind the 1994 D Jefferson nickel. We'll explore the surprising errors that turn ordinary nickels into valuable collectibles, we'll show you how to identify these rare features yourself, and we'll reveal the real-world auction prices that have left collectors stunned. So if you're a coin enthusiast or even someone casually curious about the change in your pocket, this is a story you simply can't afford to miss. Let's set the stage. In 1994, the United States Mint struck millions of nickels at its Denver facility. These are the ones marked with a small d on the right-hand side of Thomas Jefferson's portrait. While most of these coins were produced for everyday transactions, a select few left the mint with rare flaws, fascinating anomalies, or exceptional quality that make them anything but ordinary. So what should you look for? What turns a basic 5-cent piece into a high-value collectible? First, let's talk about full steps nickels. This is a holy grail term for Jefferson nickel collectors. If you flip the coin over and look at Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, you'll see a series of steps at the base. Now here's the key: if all 5 or 6 steps are fully visible, sharp, and uninterrupted, you may be holding a full steps variety. These coins are rare and heavily sought after, especially if the coin is in mint state condition. For 1994 D nickels, full steps versions with a high grade from PCGS or NGC are very hard to find and incredibly valuable. Next, let's dig into error coins, which are among the most exciting and profitable finds in coin collecting. Point 1: such error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank isn't properly aligned during minting, resulting in a design that's skewed, with part of it missing and a blank crescent visible. The more dramatic the off-center error, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date and mint mark are still fully readable. Another must-watch for error is the double die obverse. That's when the die used to strike the coin had a doubled image, causing visible doubling in areas like Liberty, In God We Trust, or even the numbers and the date. This doubling isn't just a visual curiosity, it's a ticket to high value, especially when certified by a professional grader. And don't overlook clipped planchets, where a small part of the coin's edge appears missing. This error can be obvious or subtle, but it definitely increases a coin's desirability among collectors. There are also reports of 1994 D nickels being struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were minted on metal blanks intended for other coins. These coins usually appear lighter, smaller, or even have a coppery tint. If your coin looks odd, different color, lighter weight, it could be one of these rare misstrikes. So how do you check your 1994 D nickel? Start with the basics. Flip it over and look at Monticello. Count the steps. Can you clearly see 5 or 6 full steps without breaks or blurring? That's step 1. Then, get a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe and inspect the front of the coin closely. Look at the word Liberty, the date, 1994, and In God We Trust, for signs of doubling. Any distortion or shadowy text might point to a double die. Now check the edges. Is anything clipped, curved, or misaligned? Is the design perfectly centered, or does it look off kilter? These are the subtle signs that point to error coins, and they could make the difference between 5 cents and 5 figures, but here's something important: never clean your coin. Even if it looks dirty or tarnished, leave it as is. Cleaning can strip away natural toning and lower the value dramatically. If you believe you found a rare or error version, send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional certification. And now, let's talk numbers. A 1994 Jefferson Nickel, in brilliant uncirculated condition with full steps, and verified with a dramatic error, such as an off-center strike or double die, has sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $30,000. Yes, you heard that right, $30,000. So the next time you get a nickel in your change, don't toss it aside. Check the date, check the mint mark, and give it a second look. That ordinary-looking coin might just be your golden ticket. Coin collecting isn't just about history, it's about discovery. Every coin has a story, and some tell stories worth thousands of dollars. So what are you waiting for? Go check your pocket change, those old jars, even that dusty drawer at your parents' house. You never know where that rare 1994 Jefferson nickel might be hiding. If you think you found something special, drop a comment below, tell us your story, or ask your questions. We love helping fellow collectors and treasure hunters figure out if they've struck silver, or maybe something even better. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for more exciting content. Because here on this channel, we help you turn small coins into big treasures, just like the 1994 Jefferson nickel, worth a stunning $30,000.